In these images from the French army, 2 Rafales are on high alert in the skies above Lithuania. Then, the pilots make out the silhouette of a suspicious plane. The Rafales approach the aircraft. It's an armed fighter jet from Russia. 2 missiles can be clearly made out on the plane's undercarriage. The French pilots try to discourage the Russian aircraft from going further. Today, the foreign pilot accepts to be escorted out of Baltic airspace. This is the mission of the Baltic Air Police, staffed by French NATO forces. They've been working from this base in Lithuania for the past 4 months. 4 Rafale fighter jets and their crew remain on alert around the clock, ready to take off at any moment in a matter of minutes. They train constantly. Where are you going?
I don't know what we're doing yet. It's the point of the exercise. They ask us to take off, but we don't know why.
Training like this requires speed and maximum concentration. It's only once they're in the air that they learn what threat they're facing. This exercise is a simple surveillance mission carried out by 2 Rafales. At 28 years old, Luca is a pilot and weapons officer. He has already led multiple interceptions since arriving in Lithuania.
What we want to do is find out the aircraft's identification number and check its weaponry. Here we can see that it's carrying aerial combat missiles. We'll identify its nationality and identification number and track all of its movements.
This force intercepts Russian fighter jets, military transport aircraft, or reconnaissance aircraft that do not respect international flying regulations. The French pilots are not initially required to establish radio contact with the Russian crews. Everything is done from a distance, through analysis of their behavior.
Sometimes the aircraft will let itself be intercepted and cooperate. In that case, we escort it out of Baltic airspace. Other times it will be less cooperative or even carry out aggressive maneuvers. In that case, we report the behavior to our chain of command, and they can take a number of decisions, either making radio contact, firing warning shots, or if necessary, asking to open fire.
In the Baltic states, which border Russia, threats evolve quickly. Each day, this intelligence officer makes a report on the situation.
You can expect Ukrainian drones coming from Russia to enter Baltic airspace.
One trend that's particularly concerning: an increase in Ukrainian drones that have their signals jammed by Russia.
Drones take off from Ukraine and fly north along the Belarusian border to reach this area. Since there's jamming there, because it's an area of interest to Russia, the drones inevitably lose their GPS signal and can veer off course. Instead of heading north, they end up in Estonia, Latvia, or even Lithuania.
NATO detachments take turns defending the poorly armed Baltic states. Lithuania, in particular, does not have any fighter jets, only a few helicopters and transport aircraft. Responding to requests by its government, allies have come to protect its airspace.
Russians is a threat, and Putin's always escalating, let's say. Being French here gives for our, let's say, message that we are not alone.
At the end of July, French forces will leave this Lithuanian base. They will be replaced by Italians, who will continue the essential mission of protecting the Baltic states day and night.